Hello and welcome to the first lesson of the Denim Rose Bouquet course. Today we are going to have a look at the materials and tools, supplies that we will need for making our flowers. I'm going to start with the denim itself. So what you can use here is, if you wish to upcycle, you're very welcome to upcycle your old jeans, skirts, dresses, shirts. It's good to have several shades of denim in your work. I prefer to use lighter shade of denim for petals, for example, and darker shade for leaves and stems. So this is, I guess, the minimum. Also, we will need some thinner material. You can either use cotton voile or very lightweight cotton, perhaps in navy or similar fabric colors to go with your denim. This is going to be used for internal jobs to build stems, also for backing leaves, for example, or petals even. I'm also going to be using a lighter fabric for backing my petals. This is a rayon fabric. You can use very lightweight silk if you want, or if you want to just stick to cotton, just feel free to find a very fine cotton voile and use it there. If you don't know how to dye fabrics, we will look at it in the next or in future lessons. But if you want to stick to minimum materials, then choose the colors that will not, will work for you and will not need dyeing, the fabrics that have already been dyed. If you are not dyeing fabrics, you might just want to use perhaps a blue marker pen to dye your wires. We will need several wires in this project. Thicker ones, because the flowers will be on long stems. Well, mine are. So feel free to use some wires gauge 20, 22 will work. You can also use thinner or thicker wires that are meant for floristry work. So these are green, they're not covered with anything, but they will work for building stems. Maybe you already have them in your stash, just to use them. Also, we'll need some thinner wires for wiring our petals, and these wires will need to be colored in the color of your denim. So perhaps a marker pen in blue would do the job the easiest for you if you don't want to get into dyeing. We will need some stamens for some of the roses, so your choice is either get some for example, black or blue stamens that will go well with the denim, or if you have white stamens, you might want to dye them into a suitable color, but that means getting into dyeing. So it's up to you. Perhaps if it's your first time you're making these flowers, choose some materials with which will serve you with minimal effort. For tracing the petals, we will need some pens. Denim is quite a dark fabric, so see what works for you. Perhaps a white pen, or actually a pencil. This yellow pencil does work quite well on darker denim, or just a normal pen if the denim is light colored. Scissors, you will need some sharp craft scissors, not dressmaking scissors. You need shorter blades which will allow you to cut out shapes easily. I also use some ribbons. This is a paper ribbon, and this is a fabric ribbon. These are used for building the stems, to get a little bit of volume for your stem around the wires. Also, ribbons are good, fabric ribbons are good for assembling leaves together into branches. Again, if you don't have these, you can just use your cotton voile that you are preparing. Make sure it's just as lightweight as possible for it to work well. The materials will need to be stiffened for our purpose, and I normally use this stiffener. I will leave a link in the list of materials for you to check it out. This is available on Amazon, but if you are in a place where you can't get it easily, you can experiment with PVA glue to create your own solution, just PVA and water. Perhaps you'll need to do a couple of trials to see, you know, what concentration works for your materials. This one is what I'm going to be working and showing in the next lesson, how to stiffen our fabrics. To spread the solution on the fabrics, I use a sponge. This is just a small offcut of a bigger sponge that should work well. So we're going to be using it to spread the solution over a flat piece of fabric. Also, you will need obviously some glue to put the flowers together. Ideally, you need two types of PVA glue. One is slightly thinner. This is to glue two layers of fabric together, which we are going to be doing quite a lot. And another one is a thicker one, which is good for putting the flowers together, for assembling, so it dries out quicker and let you do the job with minimal time. If you just have one glue, perhaps dry it out a little bit to make it a bit more thick. You can just leave it open and let it sit a little bit to thicken up and see, you know, where it gets you. So this one, for example, is not particularly thick, but I tried to thicken it up. It worked better then. So see what you have. Try to go for tacky, you know, quick dry, strong PVA, fabric PVA, so all of these words sound you know, as the right glue, but again, you'll probably have to experiment and see which ones are the best. We'll need a little bit of cotton or cotton wool for making centers of the flowers, for making calyxes for them as well. So you'll need quite a bit more than this for a bouquet. I designed this particular course with beginners in mind. That's why I'm going to be showing how you can make the flowers without the use of any specialist tools, although you will need at least a pair of tweezers to do something with your fabrics, to curl the petals and to do a little bit of shaping on the leaves, for example. So just tweezers with straight tips, which come close like this and can grab a piece of fabric and hold it well, are good. They need to be smooth. We don't want any lines there or anything. See what you have. If you don't have a suitable pair, I'm gonna be leaving a link again to my web store where you can get yourself a pair should you want to. Also, I know that some people do have flower shaping tools, so I'm going to show as well what you can do if you have tools. So these are the tools that you could use. It's nice to have a knife tool. They can come in different shapes. So knife tool is a tool that draws, scores a line, a vein on the leaves. So mainly they're used for the leaves, sometimes also for the petals. A round tool is also a good one to use for shaping on the leaves. I will be using that as well. This is a 2 centimeter one, so something along these lines, or smaller if you want smaller leaves. And extra narrow foot like this, which is going to allow you to do nice curls on the tips of the calyxes, the leaves as well. So that's also a good tool to use for this course. If you don't have these, don't worry, you will be able to make your leaves and petals without them. They might look slightly different, but it is possible. Obviously, if you are using tools, you will need a soldering iron. Tweezers will need to be heated up somewhere. If you don't have a soldering iron, you can use a hob to heat them up. just for several seconds so they're warm, and then we will be shaping with warm tweezers. So that's important. And also, if you are using tools, you will need a medium pad to shape your petals and leaves on. But then if you already work with flower shaping tools, you know that. So these are, I hope I have remembered everything. These are the tools, supplies, materials that we are going to be using in this course. You will need some, hangers obviously and pins to put your fabrics to dry. You'll need an iron to iron the fabrics once they have been stiffened. But these are things that everybody probably already has anyway. As I said, you're welcome to upcycle your old garments. Just cut pieces of fabric without any seams and stiffen them as I'm going to be stiffening my fabrics, and it will work just fine. This is it for the materials, and in the next lesson we're going to see how we can stiffen the fabrics and prepare them for our course.